What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of the pack-only Road to FUT Champs. We start off today's video doing some SBCs. We completed 3 of the 4 marquee matchups. We were very close to completing the 4th one, potentially could get that in the next episode or 2, but for today it starts here. And again, you can see by the title, my pack luck has been insane. Just wait for it, guys. It's crazy. Well, crazy for this account, in my opinion. This is where we have some differences in opinion on what crazy is seen as. But for this account, usable good players, in my opinion, are considered quite crazy. However, guys, if we could drop a thumbs up, that'd be absolutely amazing. And of course, if you want any PSN or MSP codes, check out G2A.com. Link is in the description below. Use discount code NEPO checkout. And dudes, the support on this series is mental. I appreciate the thumbs up a lot. I spoke a little bit about the last episode about, not just struggling to find my feet with my YouTube channel right now and know exactly what I want to upload and in turn know exactly what you guys want to watch. And you guys left some incredible feedback in the comment section, and I take it all on board, and I thank you all for it. Without you guys, I'm not here. I'm just not a YouTuber if you don't turn up to watch me. So I do appreciate the support. We will talk a little bit more about that in the future. But what I'm going to do now from now on, guys, in some episodes, I'm going to start cutting out some losses. Not all of the losses, but I'm going to start taking out some losses because I think it will just help with the flow of the videos and getting through the videos a bit quicker. But to counter that, at the end of every video, I'm going to go live after I finish the actual game section. So I've already recorded the last part of the video here live so that I can talk you through the team, my thoughts, how the games went and things like that. And just spend a few minutes at the end of every video where even if it's post-com, there'll still be a live section where I'm saying, hey, this is what's up, this is where things are going. So hopefully that format works and is quite effective. I didn't pick many comments from the last video because this one's quite a short one actually, about 12-13 minutes before we go live. But as you'll see here, we opened our 3rd and final marquee matchups pack. We got some decent players, some usable players. What I did is, because I was getting, as you can see, I've got like 2 duplicate golds now. Because I was getting a lot of duplicate gold players and stuff, I did what somebody suggested a couple videos ago, and that was to use these gold non-rares from the leagues I never use that are only worth 300 to 400 coins and do some upgrade packs. And right now, as at the time of recording this, the Liga Santander upgrade packs were the ones that were in store. So I built 3 of them. Obviously, it took me 33 players altogether, which at around 300 to 400 coins would have been to the value of about 10,000 coins. And the first pack that I open, not only do we get an inform, but it's an epic inform. We get Jovetic 84 rated. That is an unbelievable card and undoubtedly one that will last us a long time in this series. His card stats are unreal, and we have a Hawk Chem style, and I got a right back, which as well was quite important because I accidentally used Kappa in a SBC thing. When I was building, I was I've got 2 right backs. I've got DeMarcos and Kappa, no problem. Forgetting the reason why I needed both of those is because I didn't have a decent centre back, so one of them was a centre back. So when I got this new right back, I was like, brilliant. I can now put the right back at centre back again and use DeMarcos in either position. But that Jovetic card, guys, 6 foot tall, high medium, 4-star, 4-star, incredible in-game stats. Lacking a little bit of pace, but once we can get a Hunter card on him, we put a Hawk on him to start with because I had one in the club, but once we can get a Hunter card on him, magnificent. Now, if you remember in the last video, guys, as you see me open the last few packs, by the way, we've got Nzonzi in the next pack. Just brilliant. He's so helpful for the team, you have no idea. Obviously, these players are untradeable, but it's absolutely worth it. We also got Pato, who will go into the club, and the other one onto the trade pile. I left a long comment from 2 videos ago to talk about in this video, and I'm going to address it right now. It is quite long, so I'm going to try and read through it as quick as possible. This is from Hafida Productions. He said, "Hey Nep, I've been watching for years, man. I love the content. This thought keeps recurring to me. It's called Ultimate Team, your Ultimate Team. I feel like somebody who never played FIFA heard that my best Ultimate Team player is an 87 SBC Lacazette. He won't be very intrigued. Everyone should have like a Bale, Messi, Suarez, Neymar, Ronaldo, etc. No one would rather Martial over Ronaldo, but we have to use cheaper alternatives because we can't afford the better players. Obviously, they will lose money on FIFA points because what is the point of packs? But I just hope one day everyone can have their real Ultimate Team. I think that if everyone starts to get a player with their favourite players more, people will play the game. My dream is that everyone has Ronaldo and he's like 300k, most expensive player on the game. Players like Neymar, Suarez, Bale would be like 100k. Remember, this is in FIFA 15. Neymar and Bale were like 50k towards the end of the game. I know this isn't really possible anymore because now there's FUT Champs, which drives the price of players up so high because everyone has so many coins, but I just feel like it should really be your ultimate team. Only a few people in the world have their true ultimate team, and it shouldn't be that way. Do you think people should get their ultimate team? Also, I know you might say that that you got Ronaldo and have all these players without using money, but keep in mind this all happened from FUT Champions, and it's because you're good at the game. Even last year you had a good team because you were good at the game, but if you are the worst player in the game and play 4,000 matches, you might not get the same reward as a pro who only plays 1,000, and again, huge fan. So the initial point to this was him talking about, EA trying, doing something to make players super cheap for everyone to have. I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't, just because in your opinion, your ultimate team would have Messi, Suarez, Neymar, blah, 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 that's not everyone's opinion. I'm sure there are some players out there that would have built a team that would get like 30 chemistry, that is their ultimate team, but is not your ultimate team, and the problem is chemistry, which is why we talked about chemistry. So I didn't really want to address that, but ultimately I disagree with that first big point, that every player should be easily affordable, because that would just make the game horrendous and stale. But to your second point, this is my problem with FIFA right now, is last year EA didn't reward really anyone. You had draft, you had a cruddy divisions reward, and you had online singles and the tournaments that sometimes had a player, the footies players or the team of the season players, but in general it was just geared towards opening packs. This year they've made it, SBCs are quite fun for anyone and everyone, and are generally quite affordable for the majority of them, but other than that they've made it play to win, but you have to be good to play to win. And I think that's a mistake. As you say, someone who's horrendous at this game could play 4,000 games and not get near the amount of coins earned by someone who's really good at this game and only plays 1,000 games. And that shouldn't be the case. EA should be rewarding players for investing their time into this game, like they did with the Chinese, the Lunar New Year. And they should do that on a more consistent basis to make it fair for those who put in a lot of time versus those who have a lot of effort. It's interesting. For me, I'm a relatively decent player. I get Gold 1 or Elite every single weekend on my Road to Glory account. However, my pack luck is garbage on that account. I packed Nainggolan 86 rated when he was worth 400k, and I packed Romelu Lukaku when he was 86 rated or 87 rated and was worth 400k. Other than those two players, I have not packed a single player worth more than 100,000 coins, and that's after opening 40 to 50 100k packs, countless amounts of mega packs and stuff, and packs from all the SBCs that we picked up, and anywhere from 20 to 30 of the Ultimate Team, the Premium Team of the Week packs, plus all of the monthly rewards and stuff. So although in a way you are right, you're also in a way wrong, because it's also about pack luck. For example, there was one of my viewers finished Gold 3 last week, and he packed Hullet in his Gold 3 pack. So he's now packed a player that's worth more than pretty much my entire club on my Road to Glory, and he only had like 80 games played on the account. It was a fresh account for him. It was a Road to Glory. He got into Gold 3, he got Hullet, and bang, that was that. And for me, that again, although pack luck is pack luck, it's luck. It's like, hey, if you get a good player, you get a good player. But the real truth should be that you should get rewarded for playing, and then for winning, and then SBCs and stuff for investing time and potentially money into the game. I think EA are finding the balance right now. I don't think they're quite there, but yeah, they're finding the balance. From comments from the previous video, guys, VTFLYYYHDX, brilliant name, says, Nep, I'm not being funny. I knew it. I could tell straight away. But I feel like I speak for a whole lot of people here when we watch you as a person. Upload some Dora the Explorer gameplay, and I can assure you that you will get that same core fan base that love your videos and your personality. We appreciate your hard work. This comment meant a lot to me, dude. You have no idea. And it got a lot of thumbs up as well. And I'm not trying to be like very, self-indulgent or whatever, and, loathing and be like, oh, woe is me. But I appreciate the fact that there is a hardcore user base that like to watch me, regardless of pretty much what series or anything I upload. But for me, as I kind of touched on in the last episodes, YouTube is weird. Like, if your views are on a downtrend, you worry that you are on a downtrend. You worry that this is you over. You worry that you've hit your height and now you're just on the slope down. And throughout my career, my views have waved up and down, and every time they've gone down, I've always felt, oh my god, this is the end. I felt like it's impending doom. And then when they're on the uptrend, I'm like, wow, I'm the best YouTuber in the world. And right now, compared to a month ago, 3 months ago, and 9 months ago, my views are on a bit of a downtrend. It's largely because I'm uploading a lot of different stuff. I'm diluting my audience. I'm uploading too many videos. People don't have enough time to keep up with every video. But I've gone from getting over 200,000 views every video at this stage in FIFA 16 to struggling to get 150,000 views per video unless it's like an SBC that's really super relevant, or unless it's like Foot Champs Rewards or something. And if that's my viewership, that's absolutely fine. But for me, who's someone who always wants the best and always wants to look to grow and always wants to just produce the best content, when I see that downtrend, 150,000 views is crazy. Like, people would genuinely die for that sort of viewership. I know I'm very fortunate to have that. But for me, I see 150,000 views and I think, what can I do now then to get myself back to where I was before? Rather than just sitting there and being happy with what I've got, I want to push for more, which is why I'm trying to figure out what I've got going wrong, what I've got going right, and try and find myself in the middle to give you guys the best content. It's Jinx says Nep makes every player look insanely better than they actually are. See, this is an interesting topic, and I talked about this on stream. I think I don't make players that are insanely good look better than they are. I just think that the difference between, for example, the informed Jovetic and the 94 Suarez is actually negligible. People assume 84 versus 94, and 94 should be out of this world better. But this is FIFA. There's so much broken game mechanics, and this game is based heavily on patterns of play, that ultimately it doesn't really matter what player you've got, as long as they fit the meta to certain standards. A striker with 37 pace is going to be really difficult to play with. But as I showed with Agarekte, a striker with 65 pace is still going to be usable. As long as you get players that are decent and you can play competent FIFA, you will succeed. It's the team. I was talking about this on stream. The team is only important when you're up against someone who is as good as you with a worse team, or when you're up against someone who's better than you with a worse team. That's when you'll be like, damn, that team carried me. But if you're up against a bad FIFA player, you should just beat that bad FIFA player, regardless of teams. As long as you're not coming in with a bronze team with 12 chemistry against his 99 rated 99 chem team, you'll be fine. But that's kind of my point. It's definitely an interesting topic, something I'd love to touch more on a little bit later. But after our first 6 games, guys, we got 3 wins right there, as you can see. And we actually got 3 losses as well, which I didn't show in today's clip. But this is going to be the end of the post-com section, guys. Here's a few things that sold. Let's get into the live section and talking about the games. So, guys, as I said in the video, I'm going to start doing this thing now where at the end of each session, I'm just going to go live and kind of talk about the team and so on and so forth. I'm 3 wins, 3 losses right now, and I'm just gutted in myself. The first loss that we took, we lost 5-3 to the dude. He scored 4 goals in the first half, pulled it back to 4-2 at half time, and then I was just unable to really get into the game second half. The last 2 games that I've lost in a row, I was 3 wins, 1 loss. I'm now 3 wins, 3 losses. Both really good teams. The team we just played specifically was a super team. It had really, really good players. And I was 2 goals up, and the stamina levels of these regular goal players versus the super players, it has a huge impact on the team. I tried changing formations, I tried slowing the game down. I just couldn't deal with it. I really just couldn't deal with the super players. I know that sounds like an excuse, and ultimately it is an excuse, but it's factual. There are times where if I had any better striker than Pato, I would have done a little bit better, but he's just dead. The same with James Rodriguez specifically. For a guy who's 87 rated, his stamina levels are horrendous. This left mid, his stamina levels shocking with 53 physical. Are you surprised? Our right midfield as well, Vasquez, no stamina at all. And it plays some bearing. That being said, when I was 2-0 up and in the previous game 3-1 up, I should have done a bit better. But it's interesting for me that these are our best 2 teams that we've had on this series yet. And this is our worst start out of every single weekend that we've done. The weekend league where we was playing with a 75 chemistry team, we did better than what we've done here. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know why this is happening. But it's a struggle this weekend, I could be 5-1, 6-0. But alternatively, it could be 1-5 or 2-4. But just at the end of the video here, guys, I just want to say again, thank you for watching. I appreciate all the support. I'm going to be switching over to the Bundesliga team for the next game at the start of the next episode. I'm going to wait until I get 15,000 coins and we'll open another 15k pack. I think that's where we're at right now. And I'm tempted, whilst there's still a little bit of time left on the La Liga Santander upgrade pack, to do that one more time. You know, we've got this Jovetic out of that pack. He's been brilliant for us so far. I put the Hawk Hemstyle on us. He'll be a guy who's just in our team now for a long time. You know, once this weekend league is over and we can figure out what's what and where, we'll be able to build our like proper team and go forward from that. But this, guys, is going to be the end of the video, so thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. I'm out. Peace.